day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for standing by, and welcome to CBAK Energy Technology's second quarter and first half of 2025 earnings conference call. Currently, all participants are in a listen-only mode. Later, we will conduct a question-and-answer session, and instructions will follow at that time. As a reminder, we are recording today's call. If you have any objections, you may disconnect at this time. Now, I will turn the call over to Irina, IR Specialist of CBAK Energy. Irina, please proceed.
Thank you, Operator, and hello everyone. Welcome to CBAK Energy's earnings conference call for the second quarter and the first half of 2025. Joining us today are Mr. Zhiguang Hu, or Jason, Chief Executive Officer of CBAK Energy, Mr. Thierry Li, Chief Financial Officer and Company Secretary, and Ivan, who will help with our interpretation when joining us for the Q&A section. We released our results earlier today. The press release is available on the company's IR website at ir.cbak.com.cn, as well as from the Newswell services. A replay of this call will also be available in a few hours on our IR website. Before we continue, please note that today's discussion will contain forward-looking statements made under the Safe Harbor provisions of the U.S. Private Securities Litigation Reform Act of 1995. Forward-looking statements involve inherent risks and uncertainties. As such, the company's actual results may be materially different from the expectations expressed today. Further information regarding this and other risks and uncertainties is included in the company's public filings with the SEC. The company does not assume any obligations to update any forward-looking statements except as required under applicable laws. Also, please note that unless otherwise stated, all figures mentioned during the conference call are in US dollars. With that, let me now turn the call over to our CEO, Mr. Zhiguang Hu. Please go ahead, Jason.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our earnings conference call for the second quarter and first half of 2025. As discussed last quarter, our Dalian facility are undergoing a transition from Model 26650, a small format battery that had been in use for nearly 2 decades, to Model 40135, a much larger and more advanced model that enjoys strong market popularity. This transition has led to a sharp decline in Dalian's net revenues and gross profit. Given that we operate 2 major battery production bases, any downturn in Dalian significantly impact our consolidated results. Meanwhile, our Nanjing facility are facing supply constraints due to surging demand for our Model 32140 cells. Phase 1 of our Nanjing plant, which began operation in 2021, is already running at a full capacity. We reported last quarter that Phase 2 is underway. However, its completion has been delayed by a few months to Q4, limiting our ability to fulfill additional pending orders. In short, Dalian is building a new production line for Model 40135 cells, with our existing and prospective customers currently testing samples and awaiting mass production. Nanjing is operating at a full capacity and are able to accommodate further demand until Phase 2 comes online. Since both the Model 40135 production and Nanjing Phase 2 expansion are expected to be ready in Q3 to Q4, we anticipate a strong recovery in our consolidated result by year-end. This situation explains the slowdown in our performance over the past 2 quarters. As of June 30, 2025, we reported net revenue of $40.52 million, down 15% from $47.79 million in the same period of 2024. The primary driver of this decline was a sharp reduction in sales to customers in the residential energy storage market, who had previously purchased large volume of Model 26650 cells. Sales in this segment fell by 44.8% year-over-year. As a result, the composition of our largest customer has shifted, with significant growth in orders from leading players in the portable power supply sector and 12 manufacturers in India's 2- and 3-wheelers market. Our strategy moving forward is to continue targeting high-quality European and American customers for our Model 26650, 32140, and upcoming 40135 cells, while further expanding our market share in India and the portable power supply industry with our Model 32140 and 40135 products. We had previously decided, in partnership with a customer, to relocate part of our manufacturing lines overseas in response to U.S. tariff on Chinese products. However, we have temporarily paused our Malaysian project as we see it as a short-term solution, and know that governments of both countries are currently engaged in active negotiation to reach an agreement. We believe it is prudent to monitor the outcome of these talks before committing to any major investment. That said, establishing battery cell production capacity in the U.S. remains a core element of our long-term strategy. We continue discussion with potential partners to determine the most cost-effective approach to realizing this plan. Now, let me turn the call to our CFO, JV.
Thank you, Jason. As Jason just mentioned, our net revenues declined primarily due to our strategic transition from a small format battery model to a larger, more advanced model. Alongside this revenue decline, we reported net losses attributable to CBAK Energy shareholders of $3.07 million and total net losses of $3.36 million. Of these, the battery segment accounted for $2.07 million in net losses, while our raw materials production unit, Hitrans, reported net losses of $1.06 million. Despite weaker performance in our battery segment, Hitrans delivered a notably improved result. Net revenues for Hitrans reached approximately $19.43 million, up 59.36% from $12.19 million in the same period of 2024. Its net losses narrowed by 32.02% from $1.56 million in Q2 last year to $1.06 million in the same period this year. This improvement reflects Hitrans' sustained efforts to expand its market presence. In the second quarter and first half of 2025, the unit successfully secured several new customers, driving growth in raw materials sales. Furthermore, a modest decline in raw material prices during the first half of 2025 stimulated customer demand and encouraged additional order placements. Looking ahead, we firmly believe that with the completion of our product portfolio upgrade and Phase 2 Nanjing project by year-end, combined with Hitrans' continued expansion into new high-quality customers and the ongoing recovery in the raw material prices, the financial performance of both Hitrans and our battery segment will see a strong rebound in the near future. Thank you. We will now open the floor for the Q&A section. Operator, please go ahead.
Thank you. If you wish to ask a question, you will need to press star 11 on your telephone and wait for your name to be announced. To withdraw your question, please press star 11 again. We will take our first question, and the question comes from the line of Brian Lantier from Zacks Small Cap Research. Please go ahead. Your line is open.
Great. Good evening, gentlemen. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about the competitive landscape right now, and if you're experiencing any pricing pressures or if customers are really focusing on the products and the availability of your products.
第一个问题就是说，他想问我们现在的这个整个的产能和布局情况。就如果说我们现在有任何的关于这个产能增加的困难，包括说客户的这个需求的问题，然后请我们回答一下相关的这个方面的一些问题。
胡总也回答一下关于这个客户这个定价压力还有未来需求的一个问题。
Okay. I think the price first the issue is the price. As you know, now the battery technology develop very quick, and every year the performance such as capacity increased. Why the battery cell capacity increased? Because the high capacity can reduce the cost, and the market right now is very sensitive for the cost. So CBAK transfer small battery to a larger battery cell to reduce the cost to meet the market requirement. And the volume actually now the market volume is increased very quick too, because now for each market now need battery, such as consumer market and two wheels, three wheels market, and electric vehicles. So the volume increase is very big.
Okay. Thank you for that.
Sorry, Brian. Let me add some points. I think following what Jason just commented, right now, because most of the leading battery players in China are producing prismatic cells, which has a much lower cost advantages over ours technical route. However, right now, as you may know, that all the manufacturers for cylindrical cells are actually trying their best to upgrade their product to a much larger battery model. So actually, the larger your battery would be, actually the lower, the better cost effective your battery is going to be. So our strategy is just to keep investing in the R&D programs to try to produce a larger size of our batteries. The project of 4135 is the one that we are currently investing. It's a major upgrade from 26650. The size will be much larger, which means that its cost will be effectively lower than our current product. In the future, as we always say, we are also investing in the R&D of the Series 46, which will be much larger than all the current products we have. We believe that with the time being and with all our R&D programs going very well, we will eventually have a very cost-effective products in the market, and that product would target at all the major customer market that values value that will just pay great attention to the costs, including the two-wheeler and three-wheeler markets that Jason just mentioned.
Great. Yeah, my next question was going to be on the 46 series cells. Where do you stand in that development, and when do you think, best case scenario, you could actually be producing something like a 46950 or something along those lines?
下一个问题就是说，想问我们关于46的研发，就是说我们46现在到了哪一个阶段？就是说我们在什么时候那个大概会量产？比如说类似于4695这种，我们就是对46这个系列的规划是怎么样的？
胡总，你主要回答吧，我来补充。
Actually, now we make the research and development for 46 series from already more than 2 years, and our target, we will achieve the mass production of 46 series cell at the end of next year, and
let me add some point. As Jason just say, we have already spent enough time on the R&D of Series 46. We have probably a couple of actual models to choose, 46120 or 46950. A lot of the models to choose actually depend on our major customers' preference. I think the key elements determining when we're going to mass produce the Series 46 is actually the capital, because right now the equipment and production line for Series 46 is extremely expensive at this moment, unless we have securing significant orders from our customers. Otherwise, we will be very cautious about investing into this expensive production line, especially considering we have already 2 expansion projects at hand, a project for 4135 and a project for 32140. If we have a choice, we would like to complete a fundraising and then proceed with the construction of a production line for 46. Otherwise, we prefer the completion of the current 2 projects first.
Okay, great. That's helpful. What were there specific factors that caused the delay in the Nanjing expansion? Was it tied to uncertainty around possibly expanding in Malaysia first, or was it difficulty securing equipment? If you have any color around what caused that delay, I'd appreciate it.
下一个问题就是关于我们你认为我们南京这个2期的这个扩建主要的这个延误的原因是什么？是因为我们马来西亚同时在扩建，还是说有一些什么别的原因导致我们这个南京2期就这个扩建这个延误的问题？
胡总，你回答我补充吧。
这个是这样的，主要是我们供商。那你说吗？结尾还是我来说？
那我来说。
主要就是我们的设备供商有延误了，其他都没有问题。
Let me respond to this question. I think the major issues causing the delay of our Nanjing project actually comes down to our equipment supplier. Some of our major equipment suppliers face problems sending over their equipment, so it's just as a result we have probably a couple months of delay. We don't think we're going into any legal tussles with these suppliers because that would cause much longer delays. We are going to resolve these problems very soon. So expectedly we are going to, I think we're going to complete the expansion for this phase by the end of this year.
Okay, great. And just a housekeeping, have you been active? Have you disclosed yet if you've been active under the $20 million buyback? And if you have, how much capacity is still available under that buyback?
Well, yes. After we announced the stock buyback program, we did spend certain cash buying our stock back. I think we have so far spent about roughly, we need to check the number, but roughly between 1.3 to $1.5 million at this moment, and the stock price was pushed up above like $1. I think it's still strongly underestimated our company, but we will see how the market goes and determine when we're going to buy the stock back again, because the program is a 1-year long program.
Okay, great. Thank you for the update. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Once again, if you wish to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone. Thank you. Seeing no more questions in the queue, let me turn the call back to Jason for closing remarks.
Thank you, operator, and thank you all for participating in today's call and for your support. We appreciate your interest and look forward to reporting to you again next quarter on our progress. Thank you.
Thank you all again. This concludes the call. You may now disconnect.